Dice out. Now. Game! Greetings, dear listeners, and welcome to our podcast. My name is Chich, and I'll be your DM for tonight, and the players with me tonight are Dia.
Hi! I'm in mourning for my D&D character from my other game. She died.
Oh no.
Sadly.
Condolences.
By being horribly disfigured and destroyed by bug creatures.
Oh no, that sounds awful.
I'm going to miss my horrible trash girl.
Andrea.
I'm right here, and I'm not going anywhere!
Yay! That's good to hear. Cora.
They started without me.
I know, and I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry.
Sometimes you're just really quiet.
No, you are quite a lot, so yeah. Sorry. And Richard.
I too am here.
Again?
Well, you just keep inviting me back.
No, they don't. You just keep being here.
So yeah, peeps, it's been a while. It's been a while since we last saw each other, and
Nobody's seeing each other at the moment.
that's true. Stay inside, wash your hands.
No, wash them. For real.
No, really wash them.
And the backs of the hands too.
And the tips of your fingers. It's been a while, stuff's been happening, and in all these secret meetings we've been having, a lot of information is flowing in my head, and it's a bit hard to discern what was part of the meeting and what actually happened last time we played, so can anyone remind me?
Well, after splitting the loot, we parted ways with our new companions, except Marjorie, who continued back to the town with us. Kasni and Fiola kiss each other, and Kasni shapes water to make her hair wet. For no real reason. I don't know why I thought about that. We all separately returned to the inn and found a passed-out Daniel in the bar. Dawn helped him to bed. He offered Marjorie his bed and shared Kasni's. He was woken early by a sending inviting him to the library, to which he responded to. When we were all awake, he discussed the library plans and we decided to go together. When we arrived at the university library, we met Corella, and Dawn introduced us. Kasni kissed her on the hand. Marjorie impressed her with her Guild of Librarians card. Then they were taken up to see Aranka, the dean. Dawn failed to impress her, but she gave us permission to enter the library after some convincing. We entered the library. A young man tried to stop Marjorie bringing Cherry in, but an old lady who seemed to recognise her told him off. Meanwhile, Dekla guarded Daniel. He woke up gross and probably still drunk. Dekla offered him a beer, and he spilled most of it down him while he was drinking. He threw the empty mug against the wall. Dekla got him another beer while he bathed, which he downed and smashed that mug too. Did anything else happen? Did I miss something?
He said he was gonna go to the bank, although it seems like that may be subject to change.
So yeah, Kasni, Dawn, Marjorie, you're at the library. Marjorie, the young human man, librarian, he's helping you walk around. Because you left Cherry by the entrance. Not so it doesn't stomp around.
It's actually got padded feet, but I guess never mind.
It's literally the first time you mentioned it, but okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of first times to mention things. I don't know. I'm making stuff up as I go along. Don't judge me.
I mean, you said he has lion feet, so,
Yeah, that's fair.
Lion feet have pads.
Yeah, that's also fair.
Yeah, but not iron lion feet.
Either way, we left it outside last time.
Well, outside, inside by the entrance. Basically, you're not stomping around with it.
He's chilling in the lobby.
People do.
He's chilling in the lobby.
Reading some magazines.
Home Design Weekly.
Yeah, he's opened up the centerfold in Home Design Weekly.
Yep. So yeah, basically, what are you looking for?
Is this the librarian asking us?
No, that's me, the DM. But yeah, you can ask the librarian. But yeah, so the librarian, the old half-orc woman, Katerina, she says, "So, what are you looking for? How can I help you?"
Good afternoon. We were hoping to find any books about the sunset and about the pre-saint pantheon on this continent.
The sunset.
Ever heard of it? Like, other than a natural occurrence.
Yeah, the sun sets every day, doesn't it?
This is sunset with a capital S.
I think I once heard of a musician group going by that name, but other than that, can help you. As for the pre-Saints era, this library mainly focuses on the arcane arts, but you might want to look in the over there by the religion and divine magic section, and she points you in the direction.
Would you also say that prophecies would be kept in that section?
Prophecy. Yeah, it would be either under that or under divination. I think divination might be better for what you're looking for, if you're looking for prophecies.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Cassie? Marjorie? Were you after anything?
No, I think we are mostly just...
I'm just here to sort of be in awe at the very cool library.
It is kind of cool library. It's very big. It's got there's several 2-story columns supporting the ceiling, and around there's a gallery around the second floor.
How does it compare to Tarish's?
It's smaller and not as it's more focused, I'd say. Focused as in
Specialized,
yeah.
Okay.
But architecturally, it's about as pretty. It's not it's not super sophisticated, but it's
Okay.
It's aesthetic. It's nice.
Aesthetic with a space between every letter.
Yeah. Anyways, you're walking around.
As we wander over towards the divination section that was indicated, Dawn says, Cassie, do you want to fill in Marjorie about what we found in that temple?
Well, shall we split up to one of us go look at divine magic things and one of us go look at divination, because divination will probably be focusing on arcane divination.
I feel like you would do better with the religion.
Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah. This makes sense to me.
Okay.
Well, I'll go with my old friend Cassie then.
Okay. I think I can try and catch you up with what I understand about the sunset, which at the moment is not a lot.
Well, so when the sun goes low enough, the rays start splitting from the light.
Uh-huh.
And the young human librarian says, I'm sorry, somebody needs me over there. Are the two of you okay to go on your own? I should really deal with the situation over there.
Are they using a standardized Dewey Decimal style system for the library?
Yeah, it's standardized. It's one you understand.
Oh, don't worry, dear. I've got this.
Right.
Okay, well, if you need something, just wave me over, okay? And he scurries off. So I'm saying, guys, I told you not to do that. And you see there's some students on the other side of the library doing something stupid.
Of course.
Well, it's a university library. We'd just be lucky if there isn't somebody doing something, I was gonna go with making out between the shelves or something, but then my brain was like, no, can't work out what's going on. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So when the sun sets, when the sun gets low and the rays split.
Yes. No, this is this we think is it's supposed to be the permanent sunset, when the sun goes down forever and does not come back up again.
That's not how that's supposed to work.
No. It's one of those end of times things, really. We wanted to know about it because it seems like this is forgotten information. We encountered a very old temple. We thought everyone in there was dead, but it turned out that there were definitely 2 living people in there. One of whom was trying to make the world end, and the other one was a sleeping priest who was dedicated to an order of an old god called.
One of them was undead?
Oh yes, no, sorry, the bad guy was undead. Yes, so yeah, no, there was only one living person in there, and he had been put to sleep for 1,000 years in order to stop this sunset occurring. They needed to sleep for 1,000 years so they'd be ready. They'd be there at the time that it was going to occur, and that 1,000 years is coming up. So. This is to do with the old gods. I don't know if you know a lot about them. I mean, this is from 1,000 years ago, so this is kind of like the time of, like, possibly within living memory of people you knew when you were very small. But this is.
Can I? Yeah. Do I know anything at all about what's?
Roll me a religion.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a god called Palor?
Let's find out. Religion. Well, okay, it didn't roll off the table. Good. 13.
You do know the name. You know it from an etymological standpoint because there's a few places around that get their names from. Like the one that specifically drops into your mind is a place called Pale Valley.
Okay.
It's a town on the west coast. Yeah, you know that's one of the examples, but and you know that it's an old god, but other than that, you don't really know much about it.
Sorry, only vaguely, Casney. I recognize the name, but
these priests were of his order. In fact, one of the priests of this order apparently went on to become Saint Bernard.
Which I probably do know
about
about.
that, I think, Bob.
Yeah, you would.
Okay.
Not sure how much into detail, but yeah, you know that it's a saint that's exists.
Some kind of dog, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we met a priest. His name was Hector, and yes, he said that he said one of his order went off into the mountains to prepare to build an army of light.
An army of light?
Yep. Yes, somebody is trying to bring about the apocalypse, as far as we can tell. A permanent sunset that will last forever, and that sounds, bad. So, since we'd never heard of it, and no one we've spoken to has, other than the man who's been asleep for 1,000 years, has ever heard of it, we thought we'd try and research some information about it, because if this is a thing that is fairly imminent, as it seems to be, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm not in the mood to, die in darkness.
Well, not for me personally. I'm at the end of, not to be morbid, but I'm getting quite old. But I'd like to ensure my grandchildren and my children have a future, for sure. Say, if this is an old prophecy that you know that nobody's heard of for a long time, shouldn't you be looking for the oldest books, perhaps?
I mean, that is very good logic. That makes sense. Let's do that. I mean, we found some scrolls in the temple, but they were basically falling apart. They're extremely old. A scroll doesn't really last 1,000 years, no matter how well you look after it. They tend to sort of become quite brittle and fall apart. Honestly, I actually probably should have gone back and spent more time looking at them, but we were kind of in the middle of a job.
Another bank robbery?
No, just escorting this horrible, well, this just horrendous asshole to the bank here.
Oh.
And I mean, if we hadn't, I wouldn't have met back up with you again. Like I said, I sent you letters, but I suppose you haven't been at home.
No, I haven't been home since we last saw each other.
Well, when you get home, there might be a few letters.
I'm sure one of my children will save them for me.
Don't eat the cookies, they're really old.
Well, let's go look for some books then, shall we?
Yes, let's do this.
Okay, roll me, investigation.
I will let Marjorie take the lead in this one.
Dawn is looking for, divination.
Dawn is looking through divination, yes.
I actually just want to straight up go to, like, the front desk and ask them what their oldest book is.
Okay.
Because maybe I can figure out, like, if this is a 1,000-year-old issue that they're looking for, then, like, books do fall apart. Books age, right? So if it's something that's old, it's either probably being kept in, like, special storage to make sure it doesn't fall apart even more, or it could be, like, a priced item that's in, like, their collection that they don't show in general. So I just feel like if we're looking for something really old, it's not going to be out here.
Yeah, you go to the front desk. Katerina, the orc woman, the orc librarian, is there, and she's, yes, Marjorie, how can I help you?
Katerina, it's we're looking for some very, very old books. What are the oldest books you've got in here?
The oldest? That would be the original Legend of Saint Yori. Do you need the exact old copy? Because there's a...
How old is it?
I don't know, about 500 years?
Wow, okay. This is going to be hard.
There are newer copies of it. I can't show you the original, it's too valuable, but we do have a newer transcription of it.
Sure, I'll have a look at that.
Okay, and yeah, she gets up from the desk and walks you to the section of it's a very small section in this library because it's a specialized library, but did old myths and legends, and she pulls out the book that transcribes the legend of Saint Yori, and yeah, you go read through that. Yeah, Cassidy, Dawn, what did you roll?
I rolled a 14.
A 14, and you're looking for divination.
Yeah, I'll start with the oldest they have and work from there.
Okay, 14, you find a few books. Most of it are, well, I don't want to say instruction manuals, but they're instruction manuals. How to cast spells, how to cast rituals.
Oh, there's no, like, record of prophecies.
That's most of what you can find, but you do find one that's like a record of prophecies, and actually, you go further further down the bookshelf, and you reach a reading nook, a table, and you overhear a conversation there. There's two women talking, and they're in hushed tones. So naturally, your ears zone in because gossip. It's like, Zola, please. And yeah, that's two women talking, and the other one says, "No, this is too big for me. I cannot. Zola, please, if you care about me at all. Look, I do, but if it fails, and we're figuring out what then, it won't fail. I know you can do it. It's not just about me. Okay, I can't be tied to this. Zola, bye, Felicia." And one of the women picks up her stuff and walks away. She brushes past you. She doesn't even notice you.
That hurts.
She seems upset. The woman just brushed past you. She's a dark-skinned elf woman. She seems to be in her late 30s. Elf 30s, so.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman's still sitting there. She's a silver dragonborn. She's wearing black robes with blue trim and silver symbols.
Do I recognize these symbols or the robe?
For you, I'll have you roll me religion since, it's not your... She seems to be a cleric, but...
I have Arcana, if that's any better.
No, it's not, because it's religion. Like, for the others, it wouldn't be, but for you, it's religion, because it's not your culture.
15 plus 3 is 18.
You recognize it as a symbol of Saint Yori. It's St. George. St. Yuri localized is St. George.
Killed a dragon,
Yeah.
rescued a maiden, that sort of deal.
You don't seem to remember anything about a maiden, but he did kill a dragon and save a town. The symbol is a dragon, so you do assume he has something to do with dragons, yeah.
Okay. Dawn will sort of poke his head round the side of the shelves and cough discreetly and go, excuse me for intruding, but that sounded quite heated. Are you okay?
What? Yeah, I'm fine. How much of that did you hear?
Oh, just the tail end of it.
Uh-huh.
Sounded quite heated, though. Your friend sounded scared.
Yeah. It's nothing. It's
I don't think nothing would disturb a disciple of one as brave as Yuri.
Yeah, she's a teaching assistant here. It might be too much of a risk for her to get dragged into my deal. It's
What deal? If you don't mind me asking.
It's nothing. It's nothing to be worried about. It's all okay. Don't worry. It's all gonna be okay.
Can I roll an insight to see if I believe her?
You can.
19.
She does seem like she's saying it to reassure you, but also a bit herself. She does not exactly believe that everything's gonna be okay.
Dawn frowns as that sounds a lot like you're trying to convince yourself, not me. Is there any way I can help?
Do you know any illusion magic?
A little.
How permanent?
Is it... Yeah, Dawn casts a minor illusion as a cantrip, and just a little dragon, glowing slightly blue, crawls down his arm.
Oh, that's a nice trick. Any way you can make something like that permanent? Because,
What do you need?
I can't really talk about you here. If you want to know, come see me at the Church of St. Yuri. It's up on the hill. I'm sorry I can't. I've already risked too much with...
Dawn tilts his head to the side, and he's clearly quite curious. He says, of course, I wouldn't want to make you feel uncomfortable. Could I impress upon you another question?
Sure, go ahead.
Have you heard of something called the sunset?
You mean the thing where the sun goes down every day?
Everyone keeps describing it as just being like the sunset. Have you heard of the apocalyptic event, the sunset, with a capital S?
Do you think I would be asking about that sunset?
I don't know what other one would you be. There was a musicians band that came through town a few months ago.
No. It's I study at the University of Tarish. I study history, and
Oh.
throughout my studies I came across a...
Are you an exchange student?
Don Strong says, just taking a bit of a break. I came across this, I guess you could call it a prophecy over the course of my studies. And I can't find any information about it at all, and so I've taken to asking random people, for they might have some unexpected knowledge. They seem to be about as good a luck as I have, going through scrolls and dusty tomes.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't know about a sunset.
Oh, that's fair enough. Paylor, ever heard of that?
Not really. I don't think so.
How long have... Sorry, out of character, I would probably know this. How long has saint worship been a thing?
I don't know, about 1,000 years.
Okay, right.
Probably, you're thinking probably a bit less, since, Hector was gonna sleep for 1,000 years and the saints weren't a thing back then, but yeah, about 1,000 years.
Does your church, by any chance, have records of your saint's early time?
It might.
Who would I speak to be able to get a more definite answer?
You would probably have to ask my superior about that.
Well, I hope I find time to drop by.
Yeah. Well, good luck with your research.
Good luck with your situation.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna need it.
The easiest lies carry a kernel of truth.
Yeah.
Alright, Dawn goes back to looking at the prophecies.
Okay, yeah, and with a 14, you find a record of better known prophecies and the accuracy of them, but the sunset isn't mentioned among them.
Okay.
Casney, you and Marjorie rolled for went to look for the divine magics. You can roll with advantage since you have Marjorie helping you. You know, an expert, the librarian.
That's 15.
With a 15, okay. Both of you go for a stack of books. You know, looking for information through various books, and one of them is called Saints and Their Influence: An Arcanist's Look at Divine Magic. And they mostly talk about the saints and how divine magic manifests through the power of worship, and they do mention the old gods. They do briefly touch on the old gods. They name all of them, all 8 of them. You do find Paler is mentioned, and there's a example of type of magic that were under Paler as well. There doesn't seem to be any mention of the prophecies, but you continue looking, and in the back of a bookshelf, you find a song called Songs of the Old and Their Meanings. And you remember that Dekla mentioned the song that she knew, and so you say, hey, maybe there's something in this. And you look through it and you find a few songs.
Is this in the same book?
No, it's a different book. And for some songs, it's just, it takes like a verse and describes what certain things are referring to. Some songs got like a verse by verse analysis. Some just have like a verse explained, like you see a song about Saint Lucia is coming to town, and it explains that the passage "She sees you when you're sleeping, she knows when you're awake" refers to the candles, because Saint Lucia was a saint of candles, and if the candles are lit, it means the person is awake. But you do find a song called "Sunset on the Golden Age," and it's another one of those where just one verse is explained, and the verse is thundered from daylight by rage of the unseen, and it talks about the exiled with the capital. The unseen refers to the exiled. It does not explain who the exiled are, but...
So this is a paragraph in... Is it the same song that Dekla knew?
Yeah, this is not the bit that Declan knew.
But this is part of the same song?
Yeah, it's part of the same song. That was the chorus. There seems to be a verse before the chorus. And the part of the chorus is also explained, but you knew that bit. Means it's pretty self-evident. It means there's darkness coming, end of times, and stuff like that. It doesn't refer to it as a prophecy. It just refers to it as a song. And it's a pretty old book. You and Marjorie managed to find that.
Is this relevant, Casney?
I think so. It's got new information. I don't fully understand what it means, but it's new information, and that can't be a bad thing. I mean, sometimes you need to find many pieces of the puzzle before you can work out what the shape of the picture's going to be.
Anything post-apocalyptic or apocalyptic in the book that I picked up?
Right, you picked up the
book about St. George, I think.
I don't know, roll me just like a basic intelligence to see how much you get out of it.
Sure. 15 plus 5, so 20.
20, yeah.
I am a good reader.
Yeah, you found out like the whole legend of Saint Yuri. He was a half-orc man, grew up in a village to the north, and when he was young, like he was maybe 12 years old, due to some circumstance, he was blinded and stoned by the villagers, and then he left the village and went off to leave the village and traveled the world. Traveled with a party. Came across the black dragon called an Exlomara, who lived in the Malava bog, on the edge of which the town you're currently in was built.
Okay.
Became a grand hero, and in his old age, he returned home to his village and basically blinded the whole village as a revenge for what was done to him in his youth.
Wow, rude.
So it's not quite... It's the bit of the legend that not many people are aware of.
Right.
Because, it's been sort of, what's the word, suppressed by the...
His followers?
Yeah.
Maybe it was just a metaphorical sunset, in that everyone's gonna go blind and no one can see the sun anymore.
Maybe. Yeah, it doesn't seem super related from where you're looking at it right now.
Well, it wasn't a complete waste of time, because every time you read a book, you learn something new.
Like, you did, there was a mention of Brother Bernard, who was another blind man. Like, the two, in the legend, the two of them did know each other and had a brief but passionate affair. Like, you remember from what Casney told you that Brother Bernard was also in the...
Had a relationship to the whole world-ending prophecy thing.
Yeah, you're not exactly sure what at this exact moment, but yeah, you remember that Brother Bernard was important in that, so there is some connection there, but yeah.
Okay.
Did we know before that Brother Bernard was blind?
Yeah, I think Hector told you, or maybe Declan knew it from the legend of Saint Bernard.
I don't remember any of that.
But like, it's a known thing that Bernard was a blind man, which is why he had his trusty guide dog with him.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, you did mention that. You did mention the guide dog.
Yeah, he had his trusty guide dog that took him to the mountains.
Because he's a Saint Bernard. I remembered that. It never made it into the notes, though, so I forgot.
Yeah. Cool, so... yeah, you're looking through the books.
Does the book itself specifically say that Brother Bernard was Bernard that became the saint?
I'm sure we can infer as much, right?
Yeah, it was.
I mean, we can if we know that they were both called Bernard and both blinded.
It was Bernard of the Sun Temple, so yeah, from what you can infer that was the same person. Okay, yeah, so in the meantime, while you are at the library, Decla, you are babysitting Daniel still.
What is the current status of my baby? My drunken idiot Babel.
Making a lot of loud noises.
Yes.
Occasionally passing out, all the things babies do.
You're not wrong.
Oh, bless him.
You and Daniel finally get out of the door of the tavern where you're staying at. He finally got convinced by the tavern owner to go put some fucking clothes on, because he was just gonna walk out just,
Donald Duck in it.
The nude.
Yeah, bare-cheeked.
Okay. I'm scarred for life. That tattoo! Goodness me.
So, yeah, you're walking down the street towards the bank. He's complaining loudly, like, where the rest of the party has gone. What am I supposed to do? Wait for them? Like, what the fuck am I paying them for? They're supposed to be here. They're supposed to escort me to the bank. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing now that they aren't here? You know what? I'm not even gonna pay them. I'm gonna pay when they come back. I'm not even gonna pay them. I'm only gonna pay you because you're the only one that stayed. And that's what I'm saying.
Of course, Daniel. That is a perfectly reasonable response to this massive inconvenience that you have taken.
I know, it's so, irresponsible of them, to just walk off in the middle of a job. And this is not even the first time they've done this. Fuck's sake. As he's walking down the road and you're following, 5 feet away from him, social distancing and all. Saints forbid they know you're with him. So anyways, and he's going on this long and sweary rant about how, he's being disrespected. And, he's not even paying attention to the street in front of him, and he just walks into an old lady. A shortish woman, seems to be human, but probably has some dwarf blood in her. She's an old lady, and he walks into her and he says, for fuck's sake, lady, watch where you're going. And the lady just looks at him and says, watch where I'm going? Son, I've lived in the city for the past 50 years. The streets are mine. You're the one who's supposed to watch where I'm going. And it seems like an argument is brewing up between the two of them.
Fight!
I will watch amused as this develops.
Yeah. He says, do you even know who I am? He says, I know who you are. You're a raggedy little bitch.
Saying the words we all want to say. I already like this little old lady. I hope she punches him in the face.
And he takes a step back, offended, she, her words hit him in the core of his soul and just...
She has wounded him.
She has wounded his pride. He says, how dare you talk to me like this? And she takes a step towards him again. She says, you need to learn some respect for the elderly, because this shit's just not going to fly, boy. Now, I'm just walking here, minding my own business, going to the market, and you just walking right into my path as if I'm nothing to you. And you're telling me how I dare talk to you like this? And she makes a gesture at him. Seems to be like, actually, Declan, you're not too much of a magic person, but you've been hanging out with a few magic people, and you recognize it as a magic gesture. And she makes a magic gesture at him.
Whatever. Don't care at this point. Go ahead and turn him to ash. It'll be fine.
I mean, if he dies now, does it matter?
There's no apparent effect. He's just standing there, no words, completely shocked out of words that somebody would dare disrespect him this way.
She's cast suggestion and told him to go fuck himself.
And he looks back at you, Declan, and says, hey, you, do something.
What would you like me to do?
I don't know. And the old woman looks at you and says, you're bringing in the big leagues now. And she looks at walks up to Declan and says, well, miss, is this man bothering you as well?
There's only one answer to this.
More than you know.
I am inextricably linked to this man's existence. Unfortunately, that means I cannot allow you to cause him any real harm.
Well, do you want to be inextricably linked to him? Because,
I really couldn't say.
Hey, come on! She's over here insulting me. Oh, shut up, tiny dick. It's not tiny, and he sort of steps to up, look away from her.
What the hell is going on?
Does he really need to be defended from a little old lady?
Waiting for her to pull out a 45 and shoot him.
If this was America in the modern day.
And the old lady, Decla, she takes your hand and pulls you to the side. Look, if you ever need any help getting away from him, just let me know. Just let old Frida know. She'll help you, okay?
I think I'm fine, thank you. Although I'm sure he deserves whatever he gets. And probably more.
That seems like it's true. I'll go on by my business. If you need any help with anything, just know that I have my eye on you. And she picks up her basket, which she dropped when Daniel ran into her, and she continues her way towards the market. And Daniel looks at you. What the hell was that? You're here. You're supposed to protect me.
Protect you from little old ladies.
She was insulting my honor, and look, she cast some magic on me. Didn't you see?
Did you want me to beat up a little old lady for you?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not going to do that.
Well, fuck you. You're a terrible guard. You know what? You're fired. And tell your whole group they're fired as well, okay? I'm gonna find some new actual good guards, okay? You know what? This is bullshit. I deserve better than this. And he just storms off, ranting.
Well, that solves that problem.
Okay.
Okay, so you're free of Daniel now. So what do you do?
I'm gonna go looking for a soup kitchen.
Okay, yeah, roll me, investigation, but with charisma, because you have to ask around a bit.
Don't know what my charisma is. Let's have a look. +1. Right. That's an 18.
It's an 18, yeah. You find one a few streets away. It's ran by the Church of St. Maeve.
Okay.
There's a bit of a garden by the next to the church where the sub kitchen is being operated from, and there's a trellis of vines, of rose vines, and there's a beehive and a few tables set up, and yeah, the kitchen is run in the garden there.
I'm gonna try and disguise my appearance a bit. Take a blanket and turn it into a headscarf, and don't know, rub some grime into my face to make me slightly less recognizable. I don't exactly have much in terms of equipment, but
Okay. Yeah, you can do that easily enough.
yeah. And then I'll go in and casually dump all of my money on a table and then leave.
Subtle.
There is a donation box. You do see a donation box if you want to be a bit more subtle than just that.
I do. Does it have a coin slot? Because if it does, it will take an hour to individually put gold coins in the donation box.
Hang the bag on the donation box.
I am gonna do what I said I did.
Okay, yeah, you dump the money on the table and scuttle out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And you see an attendant there, a half-elf woman, sort of long blonde hair, the robes of Saint Maeve, which are sort of, I don't know if I would describe them, so if I did, let's retcon them. They're yellow. So long blonde hair, yellow robes. She sees you, she sees the money being dumped on the table, and she says, wait, and you scuttle away, and, wait, hold on, what's your name? Who are you? What's the money? And you just run away down the street as she's calling out after you.
Yep. I am out of there. Using my lightning quick monk-like reflexes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're just but you're out of there. You run down the street and you bump into a person who's posting flyers around the town. A teenage human, seems to be, their after school job or whatever. Like, hey, watch it, lady. Are you okay?
Sorry, gotta go. Bye.
Hey, wait. You look familiar. And he looks at the flyer he's holding. He looks after you, and you continue running.
Oh, shit.
Oh no!
Time to GTFO.
Oh no!
And yeah, you run down a few streets. You think you're far enough away, and you duck into an alley. Just sort of lean on the wall till you catch your breath. And you step back out, and you see there's a notice board in front of you. And you see a drawing of your face staring at you.
Great.
And there's a drawing of Casney also looking at you. And there's a drawing of Dawn. And there's a drawing of Dell. And of Loretto. And of Dina.
Fiola?
No Fiola.
Damn it! If we're getting in trouble, Fiola needs to get in trouble.
There is someone similar to Marjorie, but no, actually Marjorie was disguised as a scarecrow. There's no mention of a chair. That didn't seem relevant at the time.
How is Dawn drawn?
Sexily, with a boob window.
Right.
Is Kasny drawn sexily too? Because he'll take exception to that if Dawn gets a sexy picture and he doesn't.
Not specifically sexy, but you are a sexy man, so any drawing of you is sexy. So
Fair.
They couldn't really get the hang of your sea anemone hair, and so it just looks greasy.
Oh.
yeah, they tried to amend that by drawing a few vicious sparkles around it.
Fishy sparkles!
Well, sorry, you're officially wanted now.
No, just the description and the reward number.
Okay. That's fine, because Dawn doesn't look anything like he did then.
What is the reward number?
A reward for each person is 100 gold. And I need to remind you, a gold is a lot of money.
Well, you could buy 100 goats for that!
Yeah, you could. Declan just dumped a fortune on the desk on the table there.
And this is exactly why. That gold is too hot to handle.
So yeah, you are confronted with the posters of you. What do you do?
I have no fucking idea.
Rip them all off the wall, and walk away whistling.
What is the layout of this city?
In what way?
Like, is it a walled city?
Yeah, but it's also on the edge of the bog, and there's a part of the city that is built over the bog. It's called the Planks, and that part that is facing the bog is not walled.
Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the town via the open section.
I mean, are you gonna warn your friends first?
No. Yep, I'm leaving the city.
At least I did tell you where I wanted to go afterwards.
It was described. Anyways, yeah. Okay, so Declan makes a run for it towards the edge of the city. Meanwhile, the three of you, you'll reconvene. You exchange information.
Yeah, we meet up in the stacks. Dawn just asked, "Did you get anything?"
Barely.
Well, that sounds better than what I ended up with.
Which is...
Nothing.
Oh.
It all happened so long ago.
The oldest book they have here is only 500 years old.
Exactly.
It's barely older than me.
It's 80 years older than you.
But I'm sure it's in much worse condition.
You kidding me? I'm fabulous.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, we found information about... I found one mention of a brother Bernard in the oldest book they have. And Cassie, what did you find?
I found a bit of a mention about Paylor in one of the books. It didn't seem... I mean, I suppose we could have another look, but it didn't seem extremely helpful. But I did find... I found a book that contained the little song that Declan told us about. But it had a bit more... It had some more lyrics. Sundered from daylight by the rage of the unseen, people in hiding, exiles.
And exiles was with a capital E.
Yes.
So it's a title, or at least a designation. This sounds promising. If we can find more lines of
What if it was just a typo? That would be hilarious.
The sunset was a typo too! It's all been a mistake! Everyone was just worried about going to bed because they're scared of the dark.
Did you get a name for the song?
Sunset on the Golden Age.
Is this the Golden Age?
Can I roll a history roll to see if I've heard of that?
I think you already rolled when Declan first mentioned it. But yeah, sure, roll again.
What am I rolling?
I don't know, history.
14.
14. No.
No, alright. It's a long shot. If it's a cultural thing, I probably won't know it.
Wait, I haven't rolled on this.
No, roll for it.
Let's do it. I only rolled a 5, but that's still 12.
12? No.
Oh, darn it.
What time is it roughly, Church? The meeting was at 12.
Yeah, it's about 2.
Dawn looks at the others and say, "We should probably bail. We're pushing our luck here."
We've been here for a day longer than I had hoped to be, yes.
Yeah, me too. But we had to do this. And we did find something. It wasn't in vain.
And we've got all our stuff.
Can I suggest we leave separately and make our own ways? Where were we going to meet up? Were we going to meet Daniel at the bank?
I don't think we set up a meeting spot.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I feel like we would have established a rendezvous for after.
I think we did, didn't we?
I mean,
Maybe?
it would have been the tavern, like, if anything.
But we took all our stuff with us so we wouldn't have to go back to the tavern.
No, it doesn't make sense for it to have been anything other than the tavern.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That's where I was supposed to be babysitting Daniel.
This is an arcane library, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I buy a scroll of, sending or message here? And just, get a message to our other party member to figure out where to meet up?
I'm gonna say no, you can't buy it, but there's a bunch of, magic students who you could probably ask to do it.
We'll just go back to the tavern. If that's the place we were scheduled to meet back up, we have no reason to not go there.
I say we should just go to the tavern and meet up, or at least attempt to meet up with Decla.
No, we don't know that yet.
It will be very interesting. I look forward to seeing what happens.
Don't say we've already pushed our luck quite far enough. I feel like we should get back to the tavern and get out city.
Okay, so yeah, you go, you leave the library and you go back towards the tavern.
Do we see any posters on the way?
Well,
Do we?
and we're panning over to Decla. You're moseying on out of the city. Are you running? Are you walking casually? What are you doing?
I will be travelling hastily, but not sprinting.
So, power walking?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, as you're walking briskly towards the direction of the planks, and you cross the market, and you catch a familiar sight as a little old lady steps in front of you and says, "Well, now haven't we met earlier?"
Nope.
No, because you've got a blanket on your head and dirt on your face now, so you're definitely a different person.
Listen, I can see you're in a tough situation. Let me help you.
Sorry, I'm very busy.
Yes, I saw the posters. I think you might be in more trouble than you think. Come now, I know how to get out of this, and we can get your friends as well.
I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm right in the middle of something. Sorry. I'll see you later. Bye. Zoom.
Yeah, Decla is zooming on her way. And yeah, the three of you, you're walking down the street. You're walking out of the library, you're walking down the street, and you pass a notice board, and you see your faces staring at you.
Except me.
Except you.
Hey, first thing Dawn looks for is, does the photo look anything like him?
Kinda, yeah.
And you did look very sexy in it. It was already mentioned.
It looks like you in what you were wearing.
Okay, that's fine, because I'm wearing something completely and utterly different, and there's no reason to...
Your face is still there, so...
Kasni instantly casts disguise self. I am now a short, chubby blonde woman.
Well, I'm not on this poster, so I can just go with one of you.
Yes, but if you're associated with us, that might put you in danger.
No one's ever going to suspect a 400-year-old grandmother. Don't worry.
Well, you can come with me because I've already cast disguise self, and I'm a foot shorter, chubby, blonde, and a woman.
And you did it in broad daylight.
Yeah, and as you're standing there discussing that, an old woman appears behind you and she says, "There you are. Come with me. I tried to help your friend, but she wouldn't listen. I know you don't know me. They call me Old Frida. I can take you to safety. Where's Nolia's boy?"
Who the fuck are you?
And that's where we're gonna end it for tonight. Dice Out Now Game is a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. Our intro and outro music is Bells by Fake Cats Project. If you want to get in touch with us, you can find us at Dice Out Now Game on Twitter, where you will also find links to our personal accounts. Dice Out Now Game is a part of Be Gay Roll Dice, a podcast network for actual play podcasts made by LGBT folk. Follow them on Twitter at Be Gay Roll Dice and check out other wonderful shows on the network. If you can, please rate and review our podcast and tell your friends about us. Now, game!
Actual play comedy podcasts are awesome. We can all agree on this. What about if they're in outer space? What if the cast don't take themselves too seriously? If you think yes, then you will love ExQueerience Points. We're an all-queer cast playing Starfinder and trying to survive whatever bombshells our GM Kenny can dream up for us. We're an impulsive bunch who rush into things, which has landed us in some surprising situations. Have you ever almost died in a spaceship sauna malfunction? We have. Come join the adventure with the crew of the GD Hoopty and their surly computer AI, A-Hole, as we traverse the galaxy, leaving a trail of pink glitter in our wake. Listen to ExQueerience Points today wherever you find fine podcasts. Then come say hi to us on Twitter at EQPoints, or tune in for our live streams every other Saturday at twitch.tv/ExQueeriencePoints, or you can now find us on YouTube. We'll be sure to unroll the pink carpet and have a cup of space chamomile ready for you.
Be gay.
Roll dice.
An LGBTQIA actual play podcast network.